Okay, and welcome back, guys. It is Trading Justice episode number 331, and we've got a very special guest here, a friend of ours, a member of our community, a veteran trader now, been in this community now for about 3 years, Hiro Ababon. Hiro, how are you doing today?
Outstanding. And yourself?
Fantastic, actually. I mean, it's summertime. My kids are home. They're not in school. We've been doing all kinds of family stuff the last couple of weeks, but just enjoying my summer. I know you've been traveling a lot this year and very much a family man as well. You work from home, is that right?
Right. Yeah. I just trade full time at home.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We're going to get into Hiro's story. We're going to have a discussion with Hiro. And, this is my Traders Take 5 series. We're doing a feature interview here on the podcast, but I've got 5 questions for you, Hiro, and we'll let the conversation go wherever we want it to go. You ready?
Sure.
Why did you get into trading?
Actually, I was looking for something for my autistic son to do. And when we started 3 years ago, he was really on fire about it. And so, yeah, that's why I was doing it before, but I've since switched my why. And what it comes down to now is I want the rest of my life, since I'm retired now, to have a major impact and something that's going to outlast me. And so I'm building up this trading business in a nonprofit where I'll be able to generate funds through trading, giving half of it away every quarter or so. And it'll just continually grow. And over, the next 10, 20 years or so, compounding wise, the account should be pretty large, and I should be able to really donate to a lot of things easily.
Is this your trading buddy right here, your cat?
He is. He sits on my lap all day long.
I like it, man. That's a pure white cat. Beautiful cat.
I did not want any more cats. This is a 6-toed cat. I told my wife, no more animals. And then she says, what if I find a 6-toed cat? Sure, if you do something like that, and lo and behold, she got a 6-toed cat.
That's the way it works, I think, in life here. You say no more animals, then eventually they just keep coming, right? If you're a family in a household that welcomes them in, eventually they do come. And I've got 2 dogs. I've got a big Great Dane and a Boxer, and they're my trading buddies as well. So I get that. Going back to your answer, first of all, I think it's amazing. And your goal to trade, to build profit, and then to give some of that profit away. But even what you said about starting this because you wanted to, inspire your son and have something for your son, it must be a part of who you are to want to give to charity and to help others. Is that right? Is that fair?
I would say that my whole life, I'm a Christian, and I want God to say, well done, faithful, good and faithful servant. And so, I've spent 26 years in the military. I've volunteered full-time at a nonprofit for about 5 years. And now for the rest of my life, I want it to count for eternity.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I mean, it's the right idea. No matter what your kind of goals are out there, give some of the profits away that you make. I think it's a great thing to remember. You've got communities, you've got charities, you've got things that people that need it. If you are a successful person, whether you make money in trading or not, I think charitable organizations definitely need that kind of attention. Fantastic. But going back, because I want to dig into one of those things you said. So you didn't go to your first event thinking you were going to be the trader?
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yep.
Tell me about that.
Well, when we first went, it was actually a combination real estate trading deal. And, over the career that I've had, I've also had like 48 rental units, a Subway restaurant, blah, blah, blah. And so I figured that my son and I would be able to just flip properties or something. But when we saw the trading modules, we both sort of fell in love with that. And obviously the amount of work required for trading compared to flipping houses is a lot less. And so, we went to the trading route, and I love it.
So you went to a Rich Dad and then a legacy event. Is that correct?
Exactly right. Rich Dad, Poor Dad had a free half-day presentation, and then from there did the 3-day show, and then from there did the whole package with legacy.
And then that's where you met Matt, I think, originally, and then you started down that process of education. How long did it take you to get good? Because you're now 3 years in, you're good at it now. How long did it take you to actually get good at this stuff?
That's a hard question. I would say that I was comfortably trading maybe 8 months, a year in. And when I say comfortable, it means that I pretty much had all the rules down, the mechanics of tossed down, and just watching what my P&L does on the monitor tab. And so, yeah, I would say 8 months, a year.
8 months or a year to get competent. To become proficient, it takes more time. I mean, here you are 3 years in. I'm 14 years in, Hiro. I can tell you this. I learn more all the time. Psychology, mindset, mechanics, markets change, opportunities abound. Focus on your core business. There's no doubt. And by the way, little tip here. I said it's 5 questions, but I have all these little runoff questions that don't. So
I love it.
yeah, that's the way it works. Number 2, what is your trading edge? What makes you a profitable, good trader?
Following your guys' rules. My weekly routine includes my the weekend reports that you guys put out, and I just put all that on my watch list, and throughout the course of the week, follow it, and you've already pretty much done all the work, so it's great.
Yeah, and I had to tell you, I was sitting with a trader just here today, and I was telling her, she's like, I'm a theta trader, Tim. I don't do the delta trading as much. I don't have, the day-by-day energy to kind of focus on long call, long put. I said, well, you can use the reports in whatever way you want. I mean, you're the trader. You can apply it to your system.
Yeah.
And I think I know the answer to this, Hiro, because I know your trading style a little bit. When you take those reports, you actually do credit spreads on them when you choose to, right?
Right. And that's the way I've always used to do it. Although now that I've got portfolio margin, I'm wondering how that's going to affect my trading, whether or not I'm going to do more theta trades or less. I certainly like stock trading. I mean, the profits come in pretty quickly, and it's pretty easy in terms of when to get in and when to get out, whereas you got a lot more things going on in options. But I like the cash flow.
Yeah. So, and this is what happens a lot of times. Traders go through a process where they start building theta, they do credit spreads, they get proficient, and then they realize I'm missing out on some of that delta stuff, and they want to get back into that. And then they find a blend, a balance that fits them. Did you complete that step system that just came out, by the way?
I'm going through it with my son right now, and so he's on module 3, and we're just going through it on a daily basis, a little bit at a time.
Oh, wonderful. Follow the rules. Here's the lesson. Trust the process. Follow the rules, right? There are rules designed by mentors for a reason. What is your daily routine? Like what, when do you wake up? When are you energetic? When are you focused? When are you trading?
Yeah. Well, we wake up, and I'm usually at my computer about 8:30 or so, and just looking over my trades before the 9 o'clock traders lounge, and then I spend an hour with you guys, and usually you go through the whole morning routine type of thing where you check in the markets, checking all the indexes that we're taught to check, and then from there just managing my portfolio for the next couple hours or so, and then usually I'm done, although if something's really going on, then I'll stick around longer.
Yeah.
So it takes 2, 3, 4 hours a day. And then over the weekend, another couple hours.
Yeah. And you pretty much are locked into that. You know how you're going to approach a day in the market, the websites you check, when you're going to be on the lounge, when you're going to be in the halftime report,
exactly.
how you're going to execute your portfolio. I find that to be so empowering, by the way, not just for myself, even to this day, this morning, it's July 2019. I started in August of 2005, Hiro. So I'm almost 14 years on my anniversary. I had the same steps I went through, that I did last year and 3 years ago and 5 years ago. Checklists are very powerful. So I love hearing that. What are your trading goals?
I eventually want to create an account where it has continuously increasing cash flows and increasing balances, so that way every month I'll be able to give away more and more and more.
I see. Increasing cash flows, positive equity curve, increasing balances, give away more and more and more. I will tell you though, there's an acronym I use when I think about goals called SMART goals. You ever heard of it?
I don't think so.
Specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-bound. So one thing I would mentor you on, just as somebody who's done this a lot, is make those goals very definable. Like, okay, so I want to make more and more money every month, like 2% a month or 2.5% a month.
Right.
Maybe last year's equity curve was at 1.5 or 2. So you're going to hit a marker that you can actually achieve, right?
Exactly.
And then set time-bound restrictions to those goals so that you're measuring it like on the quarter or on the year, and then have somebody who can hold you accountable to that, like a mentor or a friend or a coach that can look at it with you and review your goals. I find that to be a much more successful approach to goal setting. Do you set a lot of goals for yourself?
I used to, and then after I retired, I've already accomplished all my goals, and then I was sort of like putting my hands up. Now what do I do with the rest of my life? I've already done everything. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing now. And yeah.
Hey, it's great. Speaking of your retirement, you did mention it earlier, but you did spend 26 in the military, 26 years. And I've had a lot of students that were military. We had a conversation with Brandon Diaz a few months ago on the podcast where we discussed, the mindset and the work ethic and the discipline that some military men and women have that bring into their trading. Do you think what your experiences were through your professional career, did they impact the way you approach markets?
I would say yeah, because once you make a decision and you have a plan to carry it out, then you just do that. You don't fret about it and I don't know, just over worry or overthink something. You know what you're going to do and you just do it.
Mm-hmm. Now, out of every time I do a Traders Take 5, this is my favorite question. It's last for a reason. And because it really kind of grabs you and makes you think about our audience and other traders out there. Imagine when you were new, Hiro, or your son when he was new, or the people in your life, if they were going to come and try to learn trading from you. And we've got an entire community of veterans just like yourself, but we got a lot of beginners too. What advice would you give new traders?
To make it a routine, to from everything that when you go to a class, take notes, maybe redo the notes, and then in your daily routine, go through the whole step system, the whole, everything that you guys put out, really. Yeah, and just make it like an hour a day to study, a couple hours to manage your portfolios. But yeah, just come up with a routine, and it has to be a routine that works for you because different people have, different times that they're either awake or working or whatever. And so it has to fit.
I love it.
That helped.
It's got to fit I think it's perfect advice because it's got to fit your life. It's got to fit your routine. It has to come back into your schedule, your time. And then that structure will allow you to build the discipline and the systems and the businesses. We're going to do a little bonus round here real quick. And these are going to be rapid fire. You know what that is?
Yes.
Give you a question. You give me a yes or a no. And I'm going to ask you what, products and what strategies you use currently into your trading at this point. Okay.
Okay.
So do you trade ETFs?
Yes.
Stocks?
Yes.
Futures?
No.
Not yet. Forex?
No.
So you leave the leverage on the side for now. You focus on stocks, ETFs, and options. That's amazing. Out of the stock strategies, do you day trade?
When I can.
A little bit. Swing trade?
Yes.
Position trade?
Yes.
Invest?
Yes.
So you do all the time frames.
Right.
I think there's a lesson there out there if you're listening because you don't have to just pick one time style of trading as well. Now with options, long call?
Yeah.
Long put?
Yep.
Covered call?
Yes.
Bull put?
Yes.
Bear call?
Yes.
Iron condor?
Yes.
I'm loving it. Poor boys covered call?
Sometimes.
Every now and then. Volatility plays?
Yes.
I see. Very good. What are any other strategies you use in the options?
I've played with some, but I think that the ones that you just mentioned are my core. If I do something like a butterfly or some, level 2 options class, I'll probably just do 1 or 2 contracts just to see how it works out type of thing.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Hiro, thank you for joining us. This has been amazing. And, these interviews we have with our community and with our traders, I've done a bunch of them, stuck them on our YouTube channel. Go and check them out. They're called Traders Take 5. This is our podcast episode number 331 from the Trading Justice podcast. And for me, Hiro, it's, and I get to meet our students and our traders, but it's a way for us to relay your message out there to the beginners, because I think when you're new in a journey like this, you don't really have that tribe yet. You don't have that sense of community yet.
Right.
And hopefully the podcast and tackle trading can help you do that. And I know that you're there. You've done one thing that I tell people all the time: put your butt in the seat and show up, because you're at the Traders Lounge all the time with Mark. You're at the halftime report. You're at the nightly shows. You watch the weekend reports. I commend you for that, young man.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for having me.
All right, guys, we are out. We're going to be right back with a live read from Coach Mark.